Everybody, welcome back to Tony's Picks. I'm joined with Pravy, Sambamurti. We got a 4-pack for Pravy here as the NCAAB tournament begins here in full swing here with 16 games here on Thursday. Pravy, you ready to roll?
Absolutely, Tony. Fired up. I'm always excited for the March Madness.
Yeah, Madness has begun, so let's go ahead. Let's get started. We got a 4-pack from Pravy. We'll get started here with pick number one as we're going here, beginning here with this one between Maryland and West Virginia here. West Virginia, the Big 12 team, favored by 2. Total sits here at 137.5.
Yeah, I mean, this is an interesting game. Maryland is not playing as well as West Virginia at the current moment. The Terrapins have lost 3 out of 4, and I think the Mountaineers have won 3 out of 4. Like, I can see why West Virginia in this game. But that being said, West Virginia has gone through some tough stretches this year. They had a 5-game losing streak. Just an interesting note, Tony, is in the history of when since the format in the tournament has been the 64 teams and gone out to 68, the 8 seeds are 76 and 72 against the 9 seeds over that full period. So it's almost a little bit almost like a toss-up. The key guys for Maryland are Jameer Young, senior guard, and Dante Scott, who's a senior forward. I think Maryland just has a lot more experience than West Virginia does, really at the key spots, and I think those are the 2 players I think that will probably get it done for the Terrapins today, or tomorrow. I'm sorry, and I think that's really what it is. I think also the Big Ten, I have a lot more faith in overall from a top to bottom, depth perspective than I did in the Big 12. One of the things I really look for when I start doing my tournament rankings and picks is I try to really look at the conferences and how they played and try to rank them as far as a power standpoint. That gives you a good perspective on the matchups in the tournament when it gets to this time.
All right, probably here on Maryland +2 here against West Virginia. I looked at this game as well. And the surge that I had with Maryland is the performance on the road and on neutral courts in recent games. I think over their past 11, losers of 9, the only 2 wins came against Minnesota on the road and basically in that neutral court game.
Yes, but they also, there was a game they played against Tennessee on a neutral court earlier this year that they covered for me specifically, and I do have a long memory for things like that too. So I just I think they're I think they're good enough to at least cover 2 points. Like, will they lose? They may lose, but I think we're getting some points on this game. I'll take it.
All right, Pravy here on taking Maryland +2 here against Maryland. This is the early game here on CBS. Guys, check out Pravy over at Tony'sPicks.com. Click the link in the description. Get signed up. If you want Pravy's March Madness Pass, just get the 30-day sports pass. Get all of Pravy's premium plays for 30 days of the tournament, as well as NIT, CBI, and of course MLB, which begins in a couple weeks, as well as NBA and NHL. So get on board with Pravy. Get that 1-month all sports pass and use that promo code TonyT. Check out it, and you'll save that 20% off. All right, let's continue on here. On with Pravy here on the segment here. Pravy's 4-pack as we're on the eve of the NCAA tournament in full swing here with 16 games here on Thursday. Let's continue on. It's pick 2 from the 4-pack as we go in. This one interesting one here between 2 mid-majors here. San Diego State facing Charleston. San Diego State favored 5. Total sits here at 142.
Yeah, I mean, I love Charleston. If people don't know how good this team is, they're about to find out. They have one of the best offenses in the country. They shoot the 3 ball incredibly well. And they also defend the 3 ball really well. I think they're holding opponents to like 31.4% while shooting 34.2% from behind the arc. So the Cougars are a serious dog here. And I think San Diego State is a team that likes to probably play more at a slower pace. They're not really built to go up and down the court and keep up, especially if they get behind. If the Cougars are hot going, starting the game in the first half, I think San Diego State is not a team that's built to come from behind, and I honestly think they're going to need to put up probably about 75 points tonight to win, or tomorrow night to win this game, which I don't know if they will, and if they do, I don't think they're going to be covering 5 points. So, and Charleston also is 5-2 against the spread in their last 7 games, and they've had some good success on the road this year. I think they put up 86 points on the road against Carolina. They beat Virginia Tech this year. So they're a serious dog. I think I can see them actually winning this game. So I'm going to take the Cougars +5.
All right, Pravy on Charleston here, plus the 5 here against San Diego State. Of course, the Aztecs, a team that's had some issues covering games here in the Mountain West. And it's funny because I'm looking at this. I don't know if you use Ken Palm. I'm looking at this Ken Palm rating on San Diego State sitting at 14th in the nation. That seems a little too very high for this Aztecs team.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking before, about the ranking of the conferences. I mean, the Mountain West conferences, I have them ranked pretty weak this year. I know they've got a couple of teams that are in the tournament, like Utah State, and I think Nevada is trying to play in, but I would not put them as like one of the real power conferences out there. And even the final game that they played, I mean, San Diego State, they barely beat Utah State by 5 points. It was very low scoring. I don't have a whole lot of faith in that conference.
Yeah, Aztecs really struggled shooting the basketball over the past 5. Pravy here in Charleston here, +5 here against San Diego State. Here, this is pick 2 from Pravy's 4-pack. Guys, check out TonySpeaks.com. Hey, get that 7-day all sports pass from Pravy. Get all of Pravy's premium plays for 7 days. That'll take you all the way to the Sweet 16 when this tournament whittles down to 16 teams. So that's a really good value right now. Use promo code TonyT at checkout and you will save 20% off. Access Pravy's page by clicking the link you see in the description. Click the All Cappers tab and get signed up. All right, let's continue on here with our 4-pack with Pravy. Pravy Sambamurti. You'll find more at TonySpeaks.com. Doing fine work up there. Check out his best bet record. He's been doing great work here on the site. Over 1,020 units of profit with his best bets. You want to go ahead and get signed up and click that link you see in the description below. Let's continue on here on the show. You're joined by Pravy Sambamurti. You'll find him at TonySpeaks.com. Ready here for our next game as we move into pick number 3 from our 4-pack as we take a look at this one here tonight between Duke on CBS and Oral Roberts here. Duke impressed down the stretch here. They're laying 6.5, total 146.
Yeah, the Blue Devils have been playing really well. They've won 9 in a row. Oral Roberts has won 17 in a row. They're a really impressive team. This is a program that is not afraid to be in the tournament. I don't think they've been there a few times in the last decade. They've got a guy named Max Abmas who probably has a shot to play at the next level potentially. So he's averaging 22.2 points a game right now. A really dominant forward. So I think. The other side to Oral Roberts, I think that Duke's going to have difficulty with is Duke generally does have the advantage on the inside, having Filipowski in there, and I think Filipowski will get some points in this game and have his way to some extent. But Oral Roberts picks they rebound pretty well. I mean they're getting about 34.2 points rebounds per game, and they do shoot the 3-ball pretty well. Is also almost the 33% from beyond the arc. They've got a guy named Connor Vanover who pulls down about 12.9 rebounds per game. So they are going to be able to compete with Duke on the boards, and I think they're going to be able to make enough threes to give the Devils some trouble here. I think Duke probably wins this game, but it's probably going to be more like by 3 or by 4, something like that.
Right, probably here on Oral Roberts here, plus the 6.5 here against Duke. I know a Duke team just came off that ACC tournament. Of course, Oral Roberts, a 30-win team that has defended this season. That's what you like to see, a team that can shoot and defend no matter what conference you're in. Of course, they're coming out of that Summit League, and of course, that's a very competitive league.
They have been, and they're a league that forces you to travel into some tough environments as well. So that's Oral Roberts played down at the Pit this year in New Mexico, and they competed quite well. That was out of conference, but they can deal with hostile environments and difficult areas. And they're, like I said before, this is a program that is used to being in the tournament. They're comfortable with the environment, and they've got kids on that team that have been in the tournament before. So they're not going to be frazzled by Duke in the least. So I think they'll at least be able to cover the spread.
All right, probably on Oral Roberts plus 6.5 here against Duke. This one will have a start time here at 7 p.m. Eastern time. They're going to put this on CBS. It's Duke, guys. It's easy to figure this one out. All right, guys. Check out TonySpeaks.com. Get signed up with Pravy, Sambamurti. Get his premium plays here, guys. Get that 30-day all sports pass. Cover the NCAA tournament with Pravy. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout, and you'll save 20% off. Access Pravy's page. Just click the link you see in the description. Click that all cappers tab. Go ahead and get signed up. Pravy also will have one-day passes for you as well for this big day on Thursday. It's March Madness has begun. Let's continue on here on the show. Here, joined by Pravy with his 4-pack. It is now time for pick 4 from the 4-pack. We come over here to Missouri and Utah State. Look at this respect here for this Mountain West here against SEC. Utah State laying a 1.5. Total sits here at 155.5.
Yeah, I mean, we were just talking a little bit before about San Diego State and, the Mountain West Conference. And, I don't have them at very high regard. And I clearly don't have them at high regard versus the SEC. And, the Tigers are just a lot more battle-tested, I think, at this point during the year. And I think we saw how good the SEC was during the tournament. I mean, with how well Alabama played and, how A&M played going into the final. So, I mean, that is a really good conference. And they play really good defense. I think, Utah State does shoot the three really well, but I don't think they've seen the defense as good as Missouri this year in that conference so far. I think they're going to have some challenges getting off three-pointers, I think, in this game. I think Missouri's got, Kobe Brown and DeMar Hodge are the key guys who can score a lot of points for them. But that being said, I think it's really going to come down to their defense and being able to, keep, Utah State to probably about 65, 70 points. If they can do that, I think Missouri wins this game.
Yeah, I know it was there. Missouri, they're the more physical team. That's what you see with these SEC teams. Very physical around the glass, inside those 2-point shots. Of course, everyone's all out to play defense now. And, of course, there's enough film on these teams. They've been in the film room here getting ready for these games. Just as much as they've been in the practice, they're shooting these hoops. Everyone's all focused here on how to beat this Utah State. As you said, a very good shooting team. I remember early on in the non-conference, they were about 40%. They dipped down to about 38% once they got through conference play. But, I looked at this game. If they were the real thing, I was on them against New Mexico, against Boise State, and I kind of stayed away from them against San Diego State because I just didn't know if they had to, if they were physical enough to face the Aztecs. And I think this was probably a good indicator that loss against San Diego State.
Yeah, I mean they shot terribly, and they didn't rebound very well either in that game, and a very low scoring game at the end of all of that. And I don't think they're going to be able to keep up with a team like Missouri that that has had that kind of grind on a week to day in and day out basis in the SEC this year. I think they're prepared to win this game.
All right, Pravy here in Missouri here, plus 1.5 here against Utah State. This one will have a start time here of 1:40 Eastern time over on TNT afternoon basketball there. Indeed. All right, Pravy. Let's let everybody know what you have going over at Tony'sPicks.com. We flashed the great numbers up there where you've been doing great with those best bets, 1,020 units of profit here in the with his best bets for 2023. You can find those over at Tony'sPicks.com. We got a big card coming up here for Thursday. 16 games up there. They're gonna try and fit in some NBA. They put a big NHL card in there as well. So what do you have going on over at Tony's Picks?
Yeah, I mean, this is like I said before, this is a great time of the year with the college basketball coming up. But I've got my March Madness full access package up there right now. Take advantage of it. The tournament just started. We've got a ton of games left. You'll get all my picks, spreads, and point totals throughout the tournament, all the way down to the final. And we got our second half and packages in the NFL and the NHL as well as NBA. Second half, so you'll get all my picks plus the playoffs, and obviously my March Madness also includes the CBI and the NIT tournaments as well. NIT is going on tonight. Just to give you guys an idea about like how I look at values, I look a lot at point trends and recent trends, particularly home and away records, things of that nature. As I start to process some of that information on a daily basis, I start to put little packages out. I've got some NHL out there tonight. I've got a little basketball, college basketball, and NBA. And usually I put out about three team packages, 4 or 5 team packages. And later on in the evening, as I start to look a little deeper at some of the late games, I'll throw out a package late at night too. Through a 3 team or 5 team. So just keep an eye out. There's always things changing. There's always news that comes out. One of the things I'm focused on right now is my Major League. I've got my Major League Baseball package out there right now. Very reasonable price for the full year. under 62 games for all the teams. And one of the things I'm really working hard on right now is just getting my power rankings down for Major League Baseball. One of the things about baseball is it's a great game because there's a lot of streaks that continue and they carry on. There's an inertia about streaks in baseball that you can make a lot of money on. However, from a season-to-season basis, a lot of players change, a lot of different types of managerial styles change, things like that. So you really have to get your power rankings reordered at the beginning of every year so you can hit the ground running right away before you can start to see the trends for the following year emerge. So that's one of the things I'm working on right now. And the success has been good the last couple of days. Yesterday we were 6-2 in the NHL, 3-1 in the NBA. It's hard to keep up with the cappers on this site, Tony. That's all I'll say, because everybody's got like great records on the site, and just to be on the leaderboard on a day-to-day basis is a challenge. So that's something that you really look forward to. I think it's fun. It's more fun.
A lot of fun. Very challenging. Very fun. Indeed, guys, get up with Pravy Sambamurti over at TonySpeaks.com. You'll find his plays up here. One day passport. And you scroll down, you'll find the long-term passes. March Madness passes up there right now. All of his premium plays are for March Madness college basketball tournaments, NCAAB, NIT, CBI there for affordable price there. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout. You'll save 20% off. That's $60 off that March Madness pass. Get it right now and use that promo code. You can access Pravy's page by clicking the link you see in the description. Click the All Cappers tab. Go ahead and get signed up. All right, Pravy, it's now time to recap.
Yeah, so anyway, tournament, the main tournament meat of it starts tomorrow. So we got the Terrapins. We're going to take a bucket against the Mountaineers. I just think Maryland ultimately is the Big Ten is just a better conference overall. We're going to find out how good Charleston is on the national stage. I think I got them covering 5 points against the Aztecs. Oral Roberts against Duke. I think Oral Roberts matches up well on the boards, and they can shoot enough threes to hang with Duke and probably cover this line pretty healthily. And then we got Missouri, the SEC, over the Mountain West Conference. I think it's a no-brainer. I think the SEC is just a better conference overall, and they play much better defense. So we'll take them, and let's win some money tomorrow and the rest of the tournament.
That's right, guys. Get up board here with Pravy Sambamurti over at TonySpeaks.com. We'll flash those numbers up again for you. Look at this. Pravy Sambamurti, 1,020 years of profit for 2023. Document over at TonySpeaks.com with his best bet. So go ahead and get signed up and use that promo code at TonyT at checkout, and you'll save 20% off. All right, that's going to do it for our show today with Pravy, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, set notifications, and of course, be sure to get signed up. That'll do it for today's show. We're going to wave goodbye, guys. You guys make it a winning night and day. We'll catch up with you again down the line.
Awesome, Tony. Take care.
Take care.